Oh, you did
There
it.
we go.
That looks beautiful. It is mid-September and it's early in the morning. This is the only time we have to be able to work in the garden today. So we're going to harvest as much as we can. We have some different and exciting things that we're harvesting today, aside from our usual. So thank you for coming along and joining us as we harvest today. We are going to get started with these butternut squash here behind me. And you can probably see these leaves just look kind of gross. The plant got overtaken by powdery mildew. A lot of the plants are dying out, and that's okay. We just had too much going on to be able to deal with this powdery mildew and prune everything and take care of all the squash bugs. It was just a lot. But we do have a lot of butternut squash that looks like it's ready to be harvested today. I don't think all of it is, but a good portion of it is. So we're excited about that. And on this other side behind me, we have a lot of sunflowers. Some of those are also ready. We've actually been harvesting quite a bit of sunflowers and just feeding them to our chickens every now and then. The birds are getting to them, and so we've been competing with the birds, and we'll take a few flowers here and there, especially the ones that are being attacked by birds, and we'll feed them to the chickens, and they are really enjoying that. So we came back here to get the butternut squash. And then we found our watermelon right there. It looks like it's just sitting there, not connected to anything, but that's because the vine that it was connected to, the plant that it was connected to, it died. So this whole watermelon plant just doesn't look good. So we are going to harvest this watermelon. It's on the small side, but it would be our first watermelon ever. So that's exciting for us. Because it's so early in the morning, everything is still very damp from the morning dew, and it's pretty chilly. So all our fruit over here, everything we're harvesting just kind of feels wet.
There we go.
Yes, and we are aware of the fact that we don't have the right tool for this. Normally, we harvest with our kitchen scissors, but obviously we can't use it with this. So this will have to do. That's beautiful. A lot of people have been asking us if it's necessary to support the squash, and we have not found that to be the case. We have been doing this for a few years, and we've never had to support our um, pumpkins or squash plants or butternut squash or whatever we've grown. And actually, this year these are huge compared to what they were last year, and we have not had to support them. But what's interesting is that even though we did not need to support our butternut squash, what happened is that this entire cattle panel fell. This used to be up here, and we just noticed this morning. I don't know how long this happened. I don't know if you can see the other cattle panel on the other side. That's the same height as, that's how this one was as well. But now see where it's at? It's down here. So it dropped maybe about a foot. And that could be because of the weight. It could also be because we had this sunflower, and I think we had another one also
Yeah.
that fell over, and they were leaning on this cattle panel, and it just dropped down. I am just so thankful that the whole thing didn't collapse. Um, we do tie these down with zip ties, and that has worked for us in the past. But maybe we need to rethink it if we are going to do this again next year, because obviously it wasn't strong enough for the cattle panel. The cattle panel is sturdy enough for the plants, for the fruit, and the fruit can hold themselves up just fine. It's just the cattle panel that had a hard time. This one here is huge. It's one of our bigger one for. It's one of our bigger ones for sure.
Yeah, it is quite big. Look at that.
We're not quite sure what happened to this one. maybe when the cattle panel fell, like it got cut a little bit and it's trying to heal over, but just doesn't look very good. But obviously we're going to harvest and see how it is. And if we can't use it, we can always give it to the chickens. We realize we will not be able to harvest all of these because we did find some that are not completely ripe yet. So we are going to have to leave some on the vine, and I think they'll continue to mature even if the vines are dying out. Here's what we harvested today for our butternut squash, and we still have about 14 more butternut squash on the vine that we're going to let mature a little bit longer. So maybe by the end of September, we'll be able to harvest them, or early October.
I want to show you that some of these sunflowers have been eaten like Laura said. You can see around here, the birds have just really had a heyday and enjoyed eating them. And so we want to harvest some of them today before they can get any more of them. The chickens really love these leaves, and so we enjoy giving it to them. Here we go. You kind of see it there. When you kind of go like this, some of the flowers are going to flick right off there really easily. You can see how they're developed. This one is all done.
Beautiful. Yeah, this is the mammoth variety. I can tell they're kind of like gray, or they're kind of like cream colored with some gray stripes. So these are the mammoth varieties. And the other ones that we have are the black Russian sunflowers. Here's another one of the mammoth sunflowers. You can see how tall it is. It's actually bowing a whole lot because the flower is so heavy. So it would have been even taller. Don't, do you need help? Because if you do that, it's gonna fall. Yeah. Oh, you did it.
There we go.
You did it. I thought it would have to be a two-person job. That looks beautiful. Yep. So we're gonna let these sit in our garage for a few days, just for them to dry out a little bit before we actually harvest the seeds. This one is one of the black Russian variety, and this was not quite ready because the middle, it's still kind of tight, and they should be able to like easily come off. So I don't think this one's quite ready yet, but these are the ones that we can also eat, and I think we're gonna try some of these, but our chickens, these are great for our chickens as well. We're gonna get a huge black Russian sunflower here. Based on what I'm seeing, I thought the black Russian sunflowers didn't get as big as a mammoth, but apparently I was wrong. This one is just as big as our mammoth ones. So Glenn is going to go ahead and get that one.
Whoa. It's heavier than I thought.
Yeah, that one looks massive.
Oh, that's huge. Look at that. Wow. Seriously. Massive.
Yeah, look at the size of Glenn's hand. This one is huge. It might be as big as the one that we had last year. Last year we had one with a diameter of 16 inches long. So this one might be a contender. We have another one here that's ready. Not a very big one, but it is a good one. Whew. Here we go. Oh yeah, this is another mammoth sunflower. So they're all different sizes. I don't really know like what caused some of them to be bigger than the other ones. But we did notice that some of them developed multiple heads, and the ones that developed multiple heads are on the smaller side. But the ones that were just one flower in the entire stalk, those ones are huge. So this is what this one's like, and we are excited for all of these. One of these big ones here is actually resting on the netting for our chicken run, and that one's ready. We got to get it out. We don't want it to damage the netting because this netting is protecting our chickens from hawks and owls. So there it is. It's ready over there. We're trying to figure out how Glenn is going to get to it because it's quite far away.
All right, we're gonna get this thing off the netting here. Oh, sticking to it a little bit.
It's probably really heavy.
It is heavy. So I'm going to put these up here. There we go. Got it. I didn't let it fully drop on the netting, which is good. I don't want this to break. As you can see there, it is pretty massive. This is one of those mammoth sunflowers. You can see how they're tightly packed here. They've fully formed their seeds.
And here the chickens just enjoying every little bit of seeds or whatever that was dropped over there. Some of our sunflowers just didn't grow very big. These are supposed to be the Black Russian, and you can see some of them have been eaten, but a lot of them have been eaten. But they should have gotten bigger, but they're just kind of tall and very spindly, and for whatever reason, they just didn't grow very well, and that's okay. That one's ready, don't you think?
Yeah. There you go. Smaller one. Mammoth variety though. I was moving this one from over the fence and it just came right out. You can see it just came right off the stem.
Oh, wow.
There. So I think it was leaning so much the other direction. When I pulled it back just to take a look at it, it came right off. But it's ready to be harvested.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, because we have so many of these that are leaning up against the fence, and they're actually their heads are on the other side of the fence. So probably Glenn's gonna have to go to the other side of the fence to harvest some of those. But that's a huge one.
Yeah, this is a big one. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's quite heavy too. All right, that's just one to show you the size of that one. Pretty good
Yeah,
size.
that's a black one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Beautiful.
Look at
So
that.
exciting.
Yes, it is.
We are officially growing food for our chickens as well.
This one here has multiple heads. You'll see some of them are ready, some of them are not. But we're just going to go ahead and just grab this one. It's quite heavy, and so I'm trying to hold it up and cut it at the same time. This might be a little bit of a challenge here, but I'm going to give it a try here.
Yeah, this is just one plant, and it has, I don't know, maybe like 12, 15 flowers.
Almost got it. Or not.
So a lot of these are going to be for the chickens.
There we go.
Oh, there's still more.
Yeah, well, I missed some. Yeah, so.
There's so many in there.
Hey, you can see some of them there.
It's insane. So cool.
These ones here haven't been eaten, so we're going to save these ones here. Just going to cut off this top part, and we'll try to dry it out a little bit more. There we go. All right. I'll put it right over here with these ones.
We have a massive amount of sunflowers over there. We harvested a lot of sunflowers, but we still have a lot that are not quite ready. So maybe in the next couple of weeks or maybe in early October, we'll be ready to harvest more of those. All right, well, that was a lot of fun. I think we are going to move on to harvesting some of more of the regular things that we've been harvesting, like green beans and zucchini and tomatoes, lots of those as well. We had forgotten that we still have some onions in the garden. There was another area where we planted onions that we had forgotten about, and they're quite big. So we're going to harvest those as well, and maybe some carrots. I don't know. We don't have a lot of time, and we're going to do as much as we can this morning. We may not be able to harvest everything, but that's okay because we come out here every day, almost every day, to harvest whatever we need. Most of our zucchini plants are a sad mess, but we are very happy because they are still producing. So we are going to be able to harvest quite a few zucchini from this zucchini patch over here. And we have another zucchini area that we started later in the season. I'm so glad we did because as this one's going out, the other one is really starting to grow very well. And we have some baby zucchinis over there that are doing well, but not quite yet ready to harvest. Perfect size. Our cucumber plants are also not doing well. They're all dying out, but we do have a few to harvest. I do wish I would have planted some more cucumbers later in the season. I thought about it, but I let it get away from me and I didn't do that. But that's something to remember for next year. Plant that I want to plant some cucumbers later in the season for like a second crop or second round, second harvest. While these ones are just struggling with their disease, like I would be able to harvest from the others. So I'll keep that in mind for next year. I keep forgetting that right here by the cucumbers, we also have some carrots growing. Once we clear out these cucumbers, once the plants die, then we're going to be able to see everything that we have in between these two cucumber rows and be able to harvest. Because I know we have carrots and we also have beets. We have a lot of Roma tomatoes to harvest from this bed. We have been making so much sauce and freezing it for the winter, so we are very excited. So I'm going to harvest as much as I can from this bed. Some of these are literally just on the soil there because I think they break off from the plant, and here they are. So I just have to try to find all of them before the slugs do. I have some of these Amish paste and Sheboygan tomatoes that are also ready. So I'm gonna harvest these for sauce again. And one of these days I need to figure out exactly, because I keep forgetting what variety these are, if these are Sheboygan or the Amish paste, because I need to save seeds from these. I am very happy with these two varieties for making sauce. So one of these days I need to actually do that. Harvesting cherry tomatoes is pretty much a daily chore now. So something that just needs to happen on a regular basis because there's just so much and we are enjoying that a lot. These green beans are finally producing, which is exciting. I harvested from these plants the other day, and there's a lot here. We don't have as many plants as we did or as we do in the other bed that has like hundreds of plants, but this is going to be good because our other bed is really slowing down There's just not a lot of green beans left. We are going to have these for dinner tonight. So hopefully I'm able to harvest at least a couple pounds. You see all these? Oh, these are so fun. These are like the perfect size right now. And they still have so many small ones that we're going to be able to pick in the next few days. Wow, so many. I love this. This one here is loaded too. Look at these. We got a really good harvest of green beans. We also picked some from here, from this trellis that we have here. And so we got a lot of the long beans, but also just the regular Kentucky Wonder beans and the bush beans. So we are very happy with this. This is going to make a perfect side dish for our meal tonight. We still have so much to harvest, but we are going to have to continue in the afternoon or evening. We have places to go, things to do. So we'll be back a little bit later. There's still a lot to harvest. We have carrots, onions, peppers, celery, lots of kale, basil, jalapenos. We have so many things, and we're going to try to do the rest of that later on this afternoon. But in the meantime, I want to show you what we have so far. We have all these things that we harvested this morning. We're so excited about that watermelon that we're going to cut into later today after dinner. So many sunflowers, guys. We also have enough green beans for our dinner tonight. More tomato for sauce, lots of cherry tomatoes, and some other things there. And we're back. It is now the evening. It is after dinner. And we are going to finish harvesting what we can because we don't have a lot of time before the sun sets. But before we do that, I actually want to show you something. We are going to cut open our watermelon. And we are so excited for that. This, if this is good, if this is a good watermelon that we can actually eat, this would be our first watermelon that we've grown that we can actually eat. The one that we grew last year, I think, was so tiny and I don't think it ever really ripened. We just couldn't eat it. So this one is still small, but I am hoping that it's going to be nice and red and juicy in there so that we can actually eat it.
All right, here we go.
The moment of truth. I see some
All
red.
right.
Oh, it looks like we might be able to eat it. I don't know how sweet it will
Yeah.
be because it's not like a very dark red color.
It's
But
not dark.
Glenn is going to
I'm gonna go give it a try.
test it. Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. Yeah. It's sweet. I like it usually darker, but it's still sweet. It's definitely edible.
That's
That's good.
exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! That's our first watermelon, you guys. So that's huge for us.
Yeah.
Are you cutting
Feeling
another
pretty good.
slice?
Yep. It's easier to eat like this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good.
All right, awesome. It's really good to know. So now we can go ahead and harvest the rest of our things that we need to harvest today. So since it's after dinner, Nico is out here looking for raspberries because that is what he has for dessert almost every day. So whatever he's able to harvest is what he's going to have for dessert with some cream, some fermented cream, and a little bit of honey. Nice. You got some really good ones, Nico.
Mm-hmm.
It's so amazing because these ones were not here yesterday. And it's like, it almost seems like from one day to the next, you have a whole bunch that are ready. And Nico harvested a whole bunch of raspberries yesterday, and now there's more. All right, Gabriel, you let us know what you think of the watermelon.
Mm, that's really good.
Yeah, is it sweet and juicy?
Hmm.
Yeah, awesome. We're so excited that we actually grew this. I'm just quickly going to check to see if there are any berries. Oh no! I ripped this whole thing. This is why cutting them is preferred. Oh, what a waste. So sad. Here's another one that's ready. Oh, here's a big one. That one can wait. I'm trying to be careful now and not yanking at these plants. Yep, so a very nice bowl of berries again today. We are going to move on to harvesting some peppers. And oh, we have to harvest those onions that I showed you earlier for sure. So we'll do that after the peppers. Came over here to one of our pepper plants and I just lifted this up and I lifted up this fruit because I just wanted to see what it was like, and it broke off. So I guess we're harvesting it today. But look at this. Beautiful. It's so huge. I am so happy with these that we are harvesting this year, because the ones that we harvested last year were very small, and we have gotten so many peppers this year. I think we learned from our mistakes last year, and that has been really good. There's another one here that's really big. Here, this one. We should probably harvest this one too. Yeah, look at this one. Oh, this is also very big. Oh my gosh, look at this one. Yep, it's bigger than the one. Oh wow, much bigger. Look at this. Beautiful. This one was starting to turn, but they're actually taking a really long time to turn red. So we're just gonna harvest some of them. These peppers here are beautiful. They're not 100% red, but this will do. These are the California Wonder peppers. And we like them when they turn red, but like I said earlier, they take such a long time to turn red. So we're just gonna harvest them like this, and they will be just fine. And this plant is loaded. It has so many peppers yet that we are going to be harvesting in the next month or so before the frost comes. Here's another huge one. Look at this one. My goodness, these are amazing. Wow, beautiful. I'm gonna go around to these plants and just see what other big ones I can find. And even if they're not red, we'll just harvest this. Should I take this one?
Yes,
Yeah. Whoops.
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Here is another one of the Corno di Toro. It's beautiful. Perfect. Oh, except that it has a hole here, so I don't know about that. We'll have to cut into it and see. Here's another one. Again, it's not all the way red, but it's good enough for us. Oh, this one is a very nice red. Yes. Beautiful. And I think we have one more that's big and red over there. Yes, right here. Oh, yes. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and just harvest these right now because it's way overdue.
It was pretty soft coming out, like barely any resistance to the pull, unlike some of the other ones we did.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're just,
Sitting there almost.
sitting there.
You can kind of see this one.
Is it mushy?
Just a little bit right there.
Yeah.
But I think this one's savable. Let's take a look at this one here. Kind of feels yucky. Yes, this one's yucky. Very
Yeah, that does look
gross.
very gross.
Yeah,
So.
where that one's gonna go to chickens or compost.
Yeah, we waited too long for these. We forgot about these actually.
This one's the same thing. There's almost nothing left on the inside.
Yeah, they're hollow
Look at
and
that. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, that one's a little bit better. This one's doable. Yeah, it's almost as if they're just sitting on the ground. There's barely any root there anymore. This one, yeah, it might have some issues and problems,
oh no.
but we'll take a look once we get it at the
Yeah,
table.
and we could probably just use these tomorrow too. Like if we cut some of the bad parts out,
Yeah,
we just won't be able to cure them like we did with the other ones.
this one is good. This one is actually fully good. That's encouraging. It's harder. It's not mushy.
So these are the onions that we planted right in between our 2 tomato rows. So I think this was a really good idea, and we were able to plant a good amount of onions right here in this row.
That's a good sized one right there.
That looks really good.
This one's very healthy. See here, that one's good. Yeah, these ones you can tell it takes a little bit more effort to get them out of the ground. They're not just so easy like the other ones were. It's pretty good size right there. The red onions have a little bit more of a bite to them, but they're really good still. We really enjoy cooking with them.
Yeah, that looks good.
There we go. Oh yeah, really good one.
Yeah, I mean, even though some were not good in this row, I think we're still gonna get a pretty good
Yeah.
harvest out of this row. Oh, that one's huge.
Yeah, this one's a really good size. Look at this one here. This is really big. It says my hand here. You can see it. Oh, and this one back here. Well, that one was just sitting on top, so this one's probably a
Still
little
looks
bit
pretty
more.
good
Yeah,
though.
it looks pretty decent. You can also see the weeds really growing up around them.
That's another big one here. This red one.
There we go. Yeah, that's a big one.
And here's the last one from this row.
Oh yeah, still a good big one.
So over here is where we have 2 rows of carrots, and these are also ready to be harvested. These are planted in between our 2 cherry tomato rows. But we decided we're actually not going to harvest them today. I'm sure these can still wait. We still have carrots from the last time we harvested carrots. So I think it's going to be okay if we wait. It is getting late and we are losing daylight, so we're not going to have time for this. But I do want to show you, if you could just come a little bit closer, because look at how big these are. I mean, the leaves are huge. Oh, I see it. It's way down there. This is a yellow carrot. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, they're not coming out of the ground like other carrots sometimes do. I don't know if you can see. I mean, these are massive and there is just so much going on over here. We are going to harvest some jalapenos from this bed. As you can see, this is our basil plants that are just pretty much done. We should probably remove those so that the rest of our plants have a good chance. So a lot of our jalapenos actually turned red, and hopefully that just means they're more spicy. Some of them, like this one here, it just shriveled up. So, whoops, we didn't harvest that one in time. But here we have some red ones. Oh, so many. So many, you guys. And we have not been able to keep up with the production of our jalapenos because it's just too much. We do like to make some kind of hot sauce every once in a while, but um, we don't all eat hot foods. It's mostly my son that enjoys it, and he doesn't eat it every day. So we just have a lot here. Here's some good ones. Again, we have these ones that cracked. And somebody told me in the comments that this happens when they don't get enough water or regular amounts of water. So that's probably happening still. We have not had rain in a very long time. And this bed is not connected to our watering system. So we have to remember to come out here and water every day. And I think for the most part, we do that, but maybe it's just not consistent. In between our jalapeno plants, we have thyme, we have rosemary, oregano, basil, and those are struggling because I think the jalapenos just kind of took over. So here is the end result of our harvesting today. We got the onions, some of these things you got to see this morning. We don't have the green beans because we ate them for dinner tonight, and also the watermelon. We have all these beautiful sunflowers, lots of different peppers, a beautiful bowl of berries that Nico is patiently waiting to go inside and have his dessert. And that's what we have. Thank you for joining us today. We got a lot done. Um, some of it in the morning, some in the evening. It's been very exciting that we were able to harvest all this food. Now, I want to remind you guys that we have a very small garden in our backyard. Our entire property is a fourth of an acre. We live in the suburbs, and this is totally possible. So I hope more than anything, this can be a reminder to you and an encouragement to you to keep growing your food because you can grow so much with very little space.